Hi, I'm Trevor, and this is Trevor and Jill Talk. Today, I am beyond excited to be interviewing my very own little sister. Well, she's a big girl now. She lives in London, so this is our very first international interview. I'd like to introduce Cavan Mahony, Linda. She has written a beautiful book. I'm holding it up right here called Clara and the Magic Circle. So welcome, Cavan.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. So excited to be here.
Can I just ask what goes on with the Manney sisters that you're also creative, writing books and developing movies? What happened?
So can I just first of all brag a little bit about my sister? She's had a 25-year career building luxury brands. She has worked for Chanel, Lancome, Missoni. She went to Harvard Business School. She is brilliant and creative. And this has kind of blown us all away because as a sister, I didn't realize that she liked to write. And she had said she was going to write a book for a long time. And I was like, okay, all right, that's great. But she did during COVID, which is the coolest thing.
Thank you. What started that now? Like what gave you the...
So I have been talking about writing a book forever. We do have another sister who is a writer and a filmmaker. And truth be told, I've always been a little bit intimidated to actually step into that arena. But I've had this idea in my head for a long time. And then when we were locked down and we went out to the British countryside, I think nature really inspired me in time and peace. And I just gave myself the permission to start writing, which has been a really amazing process.
Did it come easily for you, or was it like a writer's block thing? What happened? Was this a story that was welling up in you all this time?
Yes, so it's definitely the story that I'm written to my 8-year-old self. It is the genesis of that story is what happened to us when I was an 8-year-old. And then I take what happened to us and I put Clara into a magical world where she has conversations with animals so she can learn and understand the process of growing self-confidence. And I felt like I didn't know how to do that at that age. So this was a way for me to explain that to myself in a way. And it was very freeing and a really fun process to do.
That's amazing.
Well, this is the amazing part too, is we grew up in a kind of a large, kind of crazy home in outside of Boston. And we had Irish wolfhounds. So I want to show you this photo. That's Cavan when she was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I don't know whether it was McGilligan or O'Leary.
I think O'Leary, yeah.
That was O'Leary. I couldn't tell the difference. Yeah.
How huge are they, those dogs?
Yes, I mean, it's amazing that we had Irish wolfhounds in the States, but they were definitely my best friends. I adored them, and they look quite intimidating to adults, but as a child, it's a magical, magical thing to be with this basically horse-like dog.
They make you feel safe because it sounds like the character is made to feel safe by those dogs.
Yes, and we did have a lot of forest land around our house, so we used to spend hours and hours out in the forest playing together, which again is the basis where her dogs in this story are called Riley and Argus, and they go out into the forest and they bump into this very magical lady named Esmeralda, and Esmeralda is carrying a bag of gems that spark, and she has a conversation with Clara, and Clara goes through the process of taking one gem at a time. She has to think of something that she's grateful for, so she feels the emotion of joy, and then the gem gives off portals of magic, and you walk through that portal into another world.
That's amazing. You know what I was thinking? I know there's all these other attributes that the gems bring, but I was thinking it's nice to think about bringing a little joy to ourselves right now, that it's okay to like figure out how you can experience some joy, especially at this time of the year. You know, it's been obviously an awful year, but so this is a reminder to like find that. Ooh,
yes, so I hope
that just slammed into my window. Maybe a symbol from this.
So I do think it's been so difficult for so many people, and people feel like their lives have been put on hold. There's a lot of fear and anxiety right now. And I hope this gives some joy and entertainment, but also maybe a way to go inward, because the only way to get rid of fear and anxiety is to go inward and find joy and gratitude and the magic within your own life, which really is there.
I love that. One of the things that Cavan mentions is there was sort of this loss early in the book of sparkle and wit. And every once in a while now I think of that. I'm like, have I lost my sparkle and wit during COVID?
No way.
And
You're
can I
always
say one more thing? Cavan did this entire thing in like 9 months, from start to finish, like to the book in hand. Cavan, it has to be one of the fastest books published that I've ever heard of.
Well, that is due to my incredible publisher of Making Magic Happen Press, Karen McDermott, really helped to fast track this through. And also the illustrator I worked with, Leslie Buckingham, she was so fast. She was just extraordinary how quick that she painted. And normally that takes a lot longer to get the illustrations done. And the editor was great. I did have to rewrite the book several times, but they just kept it moving along, which was really lucky, amazing.
What's so incredible to me is how well Leslie Buckingham really caught the spirit of what you were really creating here. And it's just genuinely beautiful and happy and bright, but also it makes you think about things. And Clara's journey, she learns so much and she meets so many interesting people, which I suspect this is a friend of ours, but I'm not sure entirely.
That is definitely Raj Talaram. Yes, Sir Maharaj. Yes.
Oh.
I think the actual Raj Talaram is maybe even more special than Sir Maharaj, but that was the total inspiration for that.
so cool to draw on everything that you've experienced, and I think how it will make a difference. So if you're explaining this to someone who wants to give this to their child, or maybe a favorite niece or nephew for the holidays, which is great that they got this in time for the holidays. It seems perfect for this year, and it's so pretty. What would you say? Like, this is great because your child will learn to look more within themselves more.
So the greatest compliment I have been given is by an 8-year-old girl actually named Clara. Mm-hmm. And she told me that when she was reading the book that her head inside lit up. And I think if I can do that for any child or adult with your heart and your head, where it sparks your imagination and your love of life, then that would be the purpose.
I love that Clara learns to dig deep and discover her own strengths through this process of going through these portals. And in some ways it reminds me a little bit of The Wizard of Oz, where she's like, my dear, you always had the power. I can't remember the exact words, but it's still that sense of, it's in there already.
And also, Trevor, as my sister, I get to brag about you. You were a professional athlete for so much of your life. And if anyone had to dig deep, that would you, hours and hours on an ice rink in competitions. And do you feel like this relates to that from your experience?
Absolutely. And I think that's maybe one of the messages that came out of our family altogether, which we had some extraordinary times, some good and bad and negative times. I do believe that we all walked away, or we've all grown up to have that resilience and strength and creativity, each one of us in very different ways. And I think what I find so beautiful and incredible about this is you found another level of creativity that I'm so proud of. And I'm enjoying watching grow and flow, and just amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And well, it's very cool to see sisters so excited about each other. But that's what I was saying at the beginning. I feel like your family has a lot of creativity and so much skill in so many interests. It's really cool to see. I feel like what's nice is that now, almost like from the perspective we have now, you realize so many more things that children could appreciate and need from what you've seen over time. And it's really nice to share that. I think. I don't think that I was like those kind of things were ever exactly explained to me, or maybe I saw the modeling of it, but really look to yourself. Like, one lesson we've all learned, I think, as we grow older, is no one else can be responsible for your happiness. Yes. They help make you happy, and you love them dearly and you appreciate that, but you've got to find that within. So that's really cool to start a young woman or a young man to learn those lessons. Really.
I think also, it's changed so much the way that we parent. Our parents did the absolute best that they could do given the tools that they had for parenting.
Right.
I think today it's much more open and inclusive and exploring what the child's interests are, all of that. So I do think it's an exciting time in our lives in terms of children's ability to feel so much more self-confident at a younger age than maybe we could have.
So, Cav, what would you say of your own mothering you've brought to this book?
So I think for me, the biggest lesson in all of this, and in also exploring your own creativity in whatever that is that the happier one is as an individual, the better parent you are, because you're actually not looking to your child to make you happy. You are there as a guide to your child. And I think you become more secure about parenting in general, and about allowing them to find their own path, not you insist on the path that you want for that child.
Mm-hmm,
Love that.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, I know as a mom, I have a view of what my children should or shouldn't be doing, and it's very hard to step back and go, this is their lives, they're strong people, they make the decisions that are right for them. And of course, now I'm very proud of them all, but my gosh, it's hard as a parent.
Super hard, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone ever have a child where everything that their child did turned out exactly as they, would have ideally liked it to be? That would be strange.
That would be strange.
Any person that you ever. So, but sometimes we, our hopes and wishes, they can work out in a roundabout way, just that they're happy people.
So true.
Yeah, so this is really good. So I'd like to know, just because, I've toyed with this idea of writing, it seems overwhelming. What was your process? Did you sit down like the same time every day in the same place, and did it just come out easily, or did you get stuck? Like, what happened?
I do think actually it helps to give yourself a schedule. So actually try to create as though you're going to an office at one time in the morning to the afternoon that you're writing. And if you really feel like you cannot do that one day, then to give yourself a break and go back to it the next day. But the more you can give yourself some structure around it, I think the easier it is to do, because again, people become afraid of writing. So then they just sort of don't do it, or you do it a little bit for a moment and then you leave it. Whereas again, if you take yourself seriously, so you give yourself the permission to write, and you put yourself in whatever frame that is of going to your office to write, things tend to just start flowing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So Cavan, what's next? Is Clara going to have more adventures?
Yes, so definitely. Clara the next book, she will be around 13 instead of 8, and she will have a very big adventure. I'm excited about that.
Have you already started writing it?
I have the outline sketched out, so I think I'm ready to start to dive in again.
That's so exciting.
You're amazing.
But once you see her on this page and you read through this book, she's so charming, and you empathize with her so much, especially in the beginning when you know what's going on with the adults and she doesn't really know what's going on with the adults. And, that happens all the time. And so watching her, grow through this, that's going to be really cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
am someone else's heads, lots of other heads.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I'm really having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fun to do this. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have she's almost 2-year-old step granddaughter. And I was telling Cavan when I first read this book that, first of all, she needs the book, but she needs the emerald cape and the jewels.
Yes, definitely. Everybody needs an emerald cape and jewels. Come on.
How do we get the book? Is it online now?
Yes, so it is on Amazon now in the US and the UK. And actually delivering faster in the US than the UK right now.
Oh, really?
Amazing. Yes.
Is it hardcover and softcover? Because I have the paper.
Yes, there's hardback and softcover. Yes.
We'll put the link up, but what a great gift. It's really sweet. I sent Trevor this morning. I hope that we can talk to her. There's a young woman in town here. I mean, really a middle school girl who loves to read, obsessed with reading. And I want to get this book to her. She has been sending out books to people during the pandemic. First to, I believe, just friends to kind of keep them interested. And now giving them to people is almost like a nonprofit. She's sending out packages of interesting books to people.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'd love her to see this book. We'll send one over to her.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm hoping that Cavan does a reading for the Pequot Library.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I'd love to do that.
There's so many great things.
How is everything going in England at Christmas time? Is it
it's very dramatic now because London has just gone into tier 4. It might even be tier 5 now, but nobody's allowed to mix. So Christmas has been canceled for millions of people, and it's tragic. I mean, it's really tragic. So I feel extremely fortunate. We're in the countryside, so you know we're okay, and we're kind of away from that level of anxiety. But it's quite an intense situation right now.
Yeah.
I've been really worried about you, and I'm so glad you're out in the country, and just thank goodness that you guys have been out there and COVIDing so well. I know you've been really safe, but also I think this writing, right, has helped carry you through this really tough time. I can imagine.
Absolutely. Yes. And I have so much empathy that one can really go crazy if you're on your own for too long, or if you feel like you've lost purpose, or you can't go out to places that give you a purpose. Hence why, again, either reading or writing or doing anything that starts to activate your own imagination and creativity is really life-changing.
Such a good message.
Yeah, a lot of amazing music, books, art is going to come out of this period.
Yes.
So
there's a wonderful book. It's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And that's also, I worked with that quite a bit to start writing, because it gives you exercises on how to allow yourself to be creative. And you do kind of a journal entry writing every morning. And it is actually quite helpful for doing anything, whatever you do in life.
I've heard of the Artist's Way for years and years. I've even suggested to clients over time. And thank you for reminding me of it, because it's the perfect time to kind of revisit and enjoy that book again. It's such a good idea.
I just fumble around on the piano, but I don't even really know how to play, but it's soothing.
That's amazing.
I didn't know that.
No, I don't know how to play. It's just, I mean, all these kind of things that you don't have to be good at them. You can just try new things, and it's just relaxing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Jill, you just surprised me with another.
No, I mean, if you're not play do for you. So, yeah,
I love it.
All I'm saying is it's an opportunity to find whatever it is that you are creative at, and it comes out. And I think that all the emotions around all of this is making a lot of creativity happen. So
absolutely.
Great example. Yay.
Well, Cavan, we wish you the very best on this. I am so happy to see you via Zoom today. Can't wait to read the next installment of Clara's adventures in her magic circles. Where can people best find you? Is there a website or any more information if they want to find out more about you?
My Instagram, which is Cavan Mahony, and I will have a website up within about a week, which is exciting.
Great. Great.
And we'll post a link to the book, and also that photo with the Irish wolfhounds, because that's beautiful.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, both of you. And also, you guys are so charming and so kind, and also the world needs to hear both of you speaking. So it's just wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That lit up my brain. That was great. Thank you.
Mostly, I want everybody to have the happiest holidays possible. I am wearing my little holiday sweater.
That's really cute. What's that on the shoulders? Very cute.
It's like little fluffies. Little fluffies.
And a sheer sleeve. Now I'm seeing. Very, very
sheer
cute.
sleeves. Anyway, I I am really sad. I won't get to see my daughter, Olivia. Her boyfriend was just tested positive. So unfortunately, this will be my first Christmas not actually seeing her in person. So I'm out there. My heart is sending lots of love and warmth to everybody out there who's got similar situations like myself, which we can't be with our loved ones right now. And I posted this yesterday, which is of all the gifts that I think COVID's given me, is to never, ever take for granted being able to get together with family and friends. So sending everybody lots of love, and especially you, hugs and kisses, Cavan. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I love you so much.
Oh. Stay safe, everybody. We will see. I mean, you're doing the love thing by staying safe, and you'll see everybody soon. I wish that he feels better soon.
Yes.
I've heard of a lot of people in the last few weeks, and a lot of young people in Boston, somebody else I know too. So hopefully he gets through it like most young people very quickly.
He's doing okay. Everybody's going to be fine, but it's just sad that it keeps us all from being together.
Yeah. Better to know now.
Yes.
All right. Next year is going to be crazy fun.
Yes.
So.
And everybody read Clara and the Magic Circles. Great gift for ages from 1 to 100.
Thank you, Cavan. What a pleasure to meet you.
So lovely to meet you.
I will love to meet you in London one day for tea. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.